everybody, and welcome to Park Place Lanes here in Wyndham for another edition of Candlepin Stars and Strikes here on the Winds. I'm Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy. Hope you had a chance to join us for semifinal week on Stars and Strikes doubles yesterday. Today here, of course, on Stars and Strikes, we have our mixed doubles semifinal event. We've had a couple pretty good matches so far.
Great matches. Last week, John and Toni just bowled great as a team. She carried for the first part of the match, and he picked it up in the second part of the match, and just great bowling all around. All
right, we're left with our top three seeded teams for this event as we move into the semifinals. So let's introduce them to you right now. First of all, our number 3 seeded team after the win last week, trying to make it 2 in a row, John Maffeo from Goffstown, New Hampshire. His partner from Methuen, Mass. is Toni Wellspring.
Okay, John comes in averaging 121, roll-off score 681. And Toni comes in with 110 average and 618 for her roll-off score.
And last week they had a big 395 to knock off the team of Bruce Young and Toni Marie Baldinelli. So now they move into the semifinals, and our number 2 seeded team, their opponents today from Nashua, New Hampshire, Joe Ashline. Joe's partner from Andover, Mass. is Carol Downey.
Okay, this team has 29 wins on our shows over the years. Joe Ashline, 128 average, 683. Carol Downey at 116 and 637.
Yeah, two people who have been here many, many times. Joe and Carol teaming up as our number 2 seeded team. This should be a terrific one in the semifinals. We've got $120 in the bonus ball contest. That'll be at the end of the hour, of course. Lots of fun coming up. Stick around. We'll get the bowling started right after these messages. Don't go away. Here are the 5 teams that qualified for our mixed doubles series here on Stars and Strikes. You saw Bruce Young and Toni Marie Baldinelli, if you were with us a couple of weeks ago, get a 403 to record a win in the first week of the series. Then last week it was John Maffeo and Toni Wellspring coming up with a 395 in order to advance to this semifinal match. So the top 3 seeded teams remain. Joe Ashline and Carol Downey here today. The survivors of this match today will move into the championship match next week against our number 1 seeded team of Chris Sargent and Janet Pock. Again, this is a standalone series, remember. Everyone's eligible for this event, regardless of what else they might have accomplished during the season. And, boy, strong field.
Absolutely.
John Maffeo to start this match, and start it he does with a 9-drop.
No.
And that will be a 9-box as John slips that one into the channel.
Well, I suppose if you have to do that, first box is as good as most. Get it out of the way. Time to recover and forget about it. Back in the pocket. Let's try it again.
I'll get them all this time.
He's going to remember it now, though.
Didn't have to worry about the 7-pin that time. It was slow, but it'll count. The strike in the second. No need to introduce this man.
I'm just going to say, if anyone doesn't know this fellow by now, where have you been?
Joe Ashline. Shooting at the 2, 7, and 8. Almost. He almost shook that 7-pin down. It hopped up in the air.
He really punishes the pins when he throws the ball.
You mentioned, Dan, that Joe and Carol over the years have combined for 29 wins. The even more amazing part of that number is that combined they're 29 and 15. So they win 2 out of every 3 matches they appear in.
Another testy spare. 3, 5, and 9 pins. A 9-pin usually is the problem in the back, but not that way. Nice spare by Joe Ashline. Puts a mark for his team up in the second box. Just pushes the 3 into the 5. The 5 goes back and takes out the 9 for the spare. Now, first look this week at Toni Wellspring, and she bowled fantastic last week.
What a debut. Rolled 14 boxes, 9 of them were spares. And, of course, her team goes on with the win. That was on a strike, Phil, so 8. And a 9-box for Toni.
Kicks out that 4-pin, leaves herself just a 3-6.
And the spare. Second mark for the team. And now Carol Downey, another familiar face.
And she'll be working on a spare. First ball she throws in the match. Seven
is the fill. The match still tied here in the early going. And the spare. 2 in a row for Ashline and Downey.
Carol Downey, many times New Hampshire State All Events champion.
Very steady. Punched through the center that time. Got a bit of a break, actually. The 5 fill.
Break on the fill, but not the lead, that's for sure. She's going to give it a try. Tries it. 3 on the left. Still looking at 3 pins standing.
It's an 8. So 4 boxes complete. Ashline and Downey with 50. Maffeo and Wellspring at 46 plus a ball. As John steps up to work on the spare left by Toni. Just 3.
Missing the head pin to the left. Taking out the 2, 5, and 8 pins.
And now some work to do on the 3rd ball.
The choice here, go with the head pin, try to get 4 or 5, or just grab 2 in the corner. He's going for the head pin, gets just the head pin. So that kind of negates the spare altogether, just a total of 19 pins in those 2 frames, but 55 after 5. Another mark. They like that lane 31. All 3 marks are over on lane 31. Strike in the 2nd, spare in the 4th, and the 6th.
Well, Joe turned that one over a little bit. Takes the half Worcester left. Trying to play it inside for the spare, and he didn't quite get there.
Ouch. That's all I can say when that ball hits the pin. They just, this distinct thud. Whack. Just the 5. So it's all knotted up after 5 completed frames.
Well, not often that you can throw a 6 and gain a pin and count.
Right.
But,
tie the matchup.
John Maffeo did it there. Again, Joe turning that one over. Went over into the Brooklyn pocket. He'll shoot at the 4, 7, and 10. And make it the 6, 7, and 10.
Yeah, Joe wants that piece of wood in the back to stay on. No, it rolls off. Cuts down his number of options he has. You could try to split the 6 and 10, or maybe hit that piece of wood on the right-hand tip and have it go into the 7 and come back across. But see what he decides to do. Or inside the 6 pin, slap him off the wall. Oh, he's tried the left-hand side of the wood.
No, the ball came back, but not on the plate. And it's a 10 box for Joe.
Still tied, but Toni Wellspring will put an end to that with this ball.
Don't forget, next weekend is championship week here on the Winds. We'll have the men's doubles final Saturday at noon. And then Sunday at noon, we'll have the mixed doubles final here at Park Place. It's a 9 drop on the spare.
6 pin all by itself. Trying to make it 2 in a row.
Yes, sir. And finally, a mark on lane 32.
She said last week she was very, very nervous. Well, you can't tell it by looking at her, that's for sure. And not by the way she's bowling. She's just all over the head pin.
Well, just 5, but looks like a pretty good setup.
Yeah, sure she'll take this. The only problem she probably have, unless she misses the 3-pin, is the 9-pin in the back. If she's on the 3, well, she's going to have to come up high. Nope. She knew it as soon as she released the ball, because she turned around and headed back, didn't even wait to see the ball hit the pins. This time she's on it.
10 box, 99 through 8. Downey. A little thin in the pocket that time for Carroll. Oh, how about that for a shot? Carroll made that one look easy.
Went quick, didn't it?
5 pins on the left are tough enough, and then when you add in the 10-pin, that's a terrific shot.
She pulls the ball to the left. Just 4.
Carol from Andover, Mass. She has 3 children, Cheryl, JJ, and Noel. She also has 2 grandsons, Jamie and Andrew. Carol works as a manager for the Andover Federal Credit Union, and as we mentioned before, bowling on her home lanes here on Stars and Strikes, Park Place lanes. And the 10 box, nice recovery. So the team of Maffeo and Wellspring lead by 10 as we come down to the final 2 of game 1.
Three, 6, 10 plus the 7-pin.
Maybe.
Oh,
no.
The wood cost him the shot.
Right.
Without the wood, he makes that spare. Piece of wood between the 3 and the 7 that caused the 3-pin not to take down the 7.
Well, he laid that ball in perfectly, too. Watch it again.
Right there. Oh.
John right back on the head pin and
rocking 5. Go back to the first box where he let the ball slip into the channel, missed its 7-pin, and then that last shot that we thought he hit and didn't make. This could be a great opening game.
And as it is, they've had 5 marks. 1 ball to come.
119.
Head pin again and make it 8 for a 127 opening game for John Maffeo and Toni Wellspring. A reminder, one of our participating sponsors here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes, Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan in Salem, New Hampshire, right on Main Street, Route 97. Stop in and tell Emmett Horgan that you heard about him here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan, come to Salem and save. Joe Ashline, the 2-3, 6 and 10, with wood in the back, and oh, how about that? I don't think that's what Joe intended to do.
No.
But, it would have been an interesting way to make the shot. Instead, it's a 9. Joe doesn't get a break. He leaves the 4 and the 10.
It looks like if he clips that 4-pin, that wood might give him a shot at the 10. I don't know if it might be a little too deep. Let's see. No.
Oh, yeah, shot. Well, that's going to make things a little closer after game 1. .108 plus a ball. and it's an 8 fill for Joe. So a 116 for Ashline and Downey. They trail Maffeo and Wellspring by 11 after game 1 with 2 to go here on semifinal week. Candlepin Stars and Strikes will continue from Park Place Lanes in a minute. The bonus ball contest. Make sure you send your postcards only, please, and make sure you send them to Park Place Lanes, Route 28. Wyndham, New Hampshire, 03087. We'll show you that address again a little bit later on in case you didn't have time to jot it down. Carol Downey starting game 2 and almost coming up with the spare. And the 10 box for Carol. We're up to $120 in our bonus ball contest. That's as high as it's been in a while, and hope we have some of your postcards in the big barrel.
1, 2, and 4. It's like a fairly easy spare if you hit that head pin, especially with the wood locked in behind. Could help her with the 2 and the 4.
Yes. Spare in the second.
This splits the 1 and the 2, no problem there. So a 10 box and a mark. Well, Toni Wellspring trying to protect that 11 pin advantage. Back on the head pin again. Got a good break with the 10 pin going out. 2, 4, 5 left.
For the spare, no.
Whoa. See, we're off camera there. The piece of wood came back and rocked the 2 pin a little bit. Still rocking. 10
box. A reminder that the winning team today moves into the championship match next week against Chris Sargent and Janet Pock. The runners-up today will share $250. And Toni with another ball right in the pocket, this time leaving the 5 pin. Watch out for the wood, though. See where it goes.
Well, she can get by it. It's a delicate shot. Nope, she's on the wood. Didn't cost her.
And there's the 10 box. So a couple of 10s, and now an opportunity for Joe Ashline to cut into the lead as he steps up, filling a mark left by Carol Downey. Joe's off the head pin, but he carries 7. Cuts the lead to 4. 1, 2, and 10. Yes, for the spare.
I gave him a 10. Still a nice shot, Joe.
I'll give him a spare. He earned it.
Okay.
Mark number 6 for the team. All spares.
And 2 in a row here now in the second game.
Joe's on the head pin this time, and 8 is the drop.
That's the good news. The bad news is it's the 2 pin and the 10 pin left and no wood.
Not quite. And the 10.
$55 now through 4 for Ashline and Downey.
Again, you saw that graphic, John Maffeo finishing 3rd in the roll-off. The men's and women's roll-offs were held separately, and then the top 5 finishers were paired up. Number 1 man with the number 1 woman, and so on down the line. No, John gets robbed.
There's 2 shots now, one for Toni and one for John, that the wood actually cost him the spares.
And that will put Ashline and Downey into the lead by 4 in the match. For the spare, let's see.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Great shot.
That'll take us into the break, and I have a feeling we'll get another look at that one. An outstanding spare for John Maffeo. This match is just about dead even as we reach the halfway point. We'll be back with more in a minute.
Here are the winning numbers from last night's Tri-State Megabucks drawing.
Carol Downey.
Oh, he's going to get a good break with that 2-pin going down. 3-6-10 left.
For the spare, just like that. Just skipping by the head pin. It'll be a 5 fill for Carol. 70 half for the team. As they have taken the lead in the match, at least for the moment. Oh, almost. The $10.
Now Toni will be working on a spare put up by John in the 4th. And regains the lead, at least temporarily. 1-3-7-10.
Let's see if it'll carry. Nope, not quite.
And the lead will switch back again. Back and forth we go with this match, and I have a feeling this is the way it's going to be the entire match.
$10 for Toni. Told us a very funny story after the show last week. Some years back, she appeared on a kids bowling show on television, and the big prize was a shiny new bike. And Toni didn't win it. She was awfully disappointed, so we assured her that after the win last week, now she'll be able to get enough prize money that she'll be able to get a bike if she wants one.
Yeah. Come a long ways, baby. 6, 9, and 10 left. 4, 6, and 10. 4, 9, and 10. How about that? Am I get it right now?
You were all around it. You had it surrounded.
All I needed was a grenade. I could have got it.
5 pins, the difference in this match right now. Ashline and Downey in the lead. And here's Joe Ashline making his 28th appearance here on the Winds, and that's why. That is why.
First strike of the match?
It is, for the team.
It's a long time for Joe Ashline to wait for a strike. Wouldn't be surprised if he throws another one, though.
Ooh, right through the heart.
He was thinking to, I know. Spread eagle.
Oh, yes!
Oh, yes!
Oh, what a shot! And not only is it a spare, it's a spare on strike for Joe Ashline on the spread eagle.
It was fairly quick, too. Need a little sidewall for that 3-pin, but great shot by Joe Ashline.
I think Joe was a little angry that he Ended up with the spread eagle and came right back at it, though. Interesting leave here for John.
Might have to go out to 4-7. Almost at the 4-pin, actually, and clip that wood and have the wood swing around. That was, I think, the shot. Just 8. So all of a sudden, the 5-pin advantage balloons to 17 and threatening to go higher with a spare in the 8th for Ashline and Downey.
On the head pin light, and that's what it took.
John's going to have something to say about that. Strike in the 8th. Just got to weather the storm, hang in there. 17 pins down. Long ways to go.
Carol Downey working on that spectacular spare left by Joe Ashline. The fill will be 5. That one got away from Carol. And it's an 8.
123 through 9 boxes.
Four horsemen left, plus the 9 pin with possibly a helping piece of wood in the back. Got to cover the 4 horsemen, though. She does, and it carries.
And, of course, being the last box, she'll stay right up there and fill that spare herself.
And again, you saw that wood helping. The head pin hit it, carried it right back into the 9 pin. That's 10 marks for the team of Ashline and Downey. The spare fill in the 10th will be 6 for a 139. A 2-game total, 255. We've seen some terrific scores in this series. Actually, no, it won't. A mark with a nice fill on it would leave them perhaps single digits behind.
She'll have the same type of shot Carol Downey had, except she has the 10 pin in the 4 horsemen rather than the 9. And that looks good. Yes.
It is good.
Oh. It's great shot making here going down the stretch. 110 with a ball to come. She's trailing by 12. Needs 6 or better to keep it, 6 to keep it at 12. Anything more than that will reduce that lead.
A little bit to the left that time. It'll be a 5 fill, a 115 for Toni and John. A 2-game total, 242. So this thing is still tight with 1 game to go. Semifinals continue here on Stars and Strikes after these words. All right, so you'll get a little longer to look at it this time. You can jot down this bonus ball contest address. We'd love you to send your cards in, have a chance to win. But the only way to do it is to send us regular-size postcards, and be sure and include your name, your full address, and the number from 1 to 10. The number, of course, the number of pins you think will drop on the bonus ball at the end of the show. Mail those cards in to Park Place Lanes, Route 28, Windham, New Hampshire, 03087. If your card is drawn, you will receive at least a consolation prize from the NHCBA and our good friends at N&R Trophy Company in Winchendon, Mass. And, of course, if your guess matches the pin drop, then you win the cash in the jackpot, and you and the bowler each win a brand new set of bowling balls from Paramount Industries. And John Maffeo starts game 3 with a nice break.
Until that wood swung around like that. Better that than the 2-3 6-10. Downey off the wall. Good shot.
Kind of finesse that shot a little bit. As pins stay around on the deck, things can happen, and that's what happened that time.
Missing the head pin, drops a half dozen, leaves the 1 pin, the 7, And also the 610 in the right-hand corner. 2 pieces of wood looking at him next to the head pin.
Oh, will it go? Thought he had it.
All he needed was a little better angle. Those 2 pieces of wood next to the head pin. I'm sure the 10 pin would have gone out of there. But not so.
And the 10 box. That brings Joe Ashline to the approach. Joe Ashline and Carol Downey turning an 11-pin deficit into a 13-pin lead in that second game.
Yike.
That's one way to describe it. The 8-10.
Actually, that third piece of wood is good.
That wood, yep.
Yeah, the third piece, if he caps it, third piece of wood is actually on the plate.
Spray that other wood out of the channel if he hits it. Let's see. He got it.
Got it.
Not quite. He gave it
good
the effort, though, yep. He snapped it out of there. And it's a 9 box. Boy, even his misses are loud.
He capped it right on the part of the wood that was playable and moved all 3 pieces of wood out, and yeah, just missed the wood coming across for the 8-pin. And there's the justice. He misses the head pin this time and gets a better spare opportunity in the 1, the 3, 7, and 8. And some favorable wood behind.
Yes, sir. Everything into the pit that time. The spare for Joe. That's 11 marks for the team of Ashline and Downey. Maffeo and Wellspring have 9. And this is Toni Wellspring up now.
Be a great way of scoring this game. A new way of scoring, Doug. I just came up with it. Just thought of it. How about this? You get the box, but then you have to subtract the number of pins that are left either in the channel or on the plate after the box is over. You have to add those back in because they were not completely on.
So you get extra credit if you knock everything into the pin.
Right. Maybe that's what we're going to do. No. People are just wondering what we're going to do. Something new to Candlepin bowling, especially in this area. Going to be exciting. While I'm thinking of it, a number of viewers come across that watch the show in different parts of New Hampshire. This one comes from Barnstead, Center Barnstead, Pittsville area, and that's Jason Mayat. Watches us every Sunday. I told him to get him a new job so he can watch us on Saturday, but
You have the power to arrange this, do you?
well, I don't know. I'm afraid if he arranges that, he might be out of a job. So keep watching us on Sunday anyways, Jason. Carol Downey up, working on a spare in the second.
A little bit later on in the season, we're going to be trying something very new and different on Stars and Strikes doubles, so tune in on Saturdays at noon. Of course, someone will have to tune in and tell Jason. But join us on Stars and Strikes doubles for the word on that. Carol Downey with a 9 drop and then another spare, adding to the lead here.
It's going to be truly unique, believe me.
Carol gets a little help. 1, 3, 6, 7 with wood. The wood not necessary. Carol stays away from it and just takes the head pin out. It's an 8 box. Once again, we have a terrific match going here on mixed doubles, Stars and Strikes. The lead right now is 20 for Joe Ashline and Carol Downey. 6 boxes remain, and we'll be back with them after these words. You're looking at John Maffeo.
6 boxes remaining, down by 20. You're about 3 marks behind your opponents.
Ooh.
with 6 remaining, so.
And that's not what you're looking for.
No. Well, you saw Joe Ashline make the spread eagle.
Scared it.
Yep.
Yeah, he scared it. Eight box for John. Spare leave this time. Could be a little cautious in the wood, though, yeah.
That's right. Not easy, though, because you can see the red line. Half of the pin is above the 3-pin. So you're going to have to turn it a little bit. It's high enough. Great shot.
Yes.
Made it look easy.
Mark number 10 for the team of Maffeo and Wellspring. As they trail here, going down the stretch.
Joe's thinking at least 1 out of 2 boxes I'd like a mark. Maintain 20 pins. If I can get 2, that's a bonus.
Look out.
Oh, boy.
There's a nice setup.
It's still rolling. Now the 10-pin.
And using the wood as a guide. The easy spare. And Joe takes another pin or 2 again. 7 fill.
5, 7, 8, triangle right in the center of the lane. 2 pieces of wood out in front, though. And right now, it look like they're sort of a roadblock. See what he does with those.
No. Joe thought he had it.
Well, he did what he had to do. He got 1 out of 2. Increases the lead at least temporarily until Toni gets up and fills that spare.
Well, down to the final 4 boxes here.
Big ball for Toni Wellspring right here.
It's in the pocket. Look out. Look out. It's a rocking 2-pin.
She wants to stay to the left of the red line. To the right, the wood swings around the 2-pin.
No problems there.
It's the same exact spot. Last week, she came up with 2 crucial marks.
That's right.
All important 8th frame. Ball's going to hurry. Just catches it light. Let's see. Oh, boy.
Oh. Wow. A lot of pins moving for just 5 of them to go down.
She's on the 2-pin. She may have a shot at this. A couple pieces of wood in between. She's going to have a shot at it.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
shot. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. 2 marks again in the final 2 for Toni Wellspring. The 2nd week in a row she's done that.
Oh, and much needed both weeks.
Carol Downey now for her final 2. And she's got something a little less pleasing.
Yeah, she splits the 4-7, though, with the angle of the wood. The 4-pin's going to jump into the 5. Whether it can get all the way to the 10, no, she was dead on the 4. So all of a sudden, this match is really going to tighten up.
9. So now the lead is 14. But Toni Wellspring has the mark already up in the 8th. And Carol will have a little something to shoot at here.
That wood was coming across from the right, and the other wood stopped it. She might have got a few more pins, possibly a strike. And she's left with a diamond. 2, 4, 5, and 8. Wood to the right, and also wood in between the 4 and the 8. Looks like she's got it covered. Oh,
no.
Wood cost her. Capped that wood to the right.
Wow.
Cost her the 5-pin.
Well, we said this was a good one. It's gotten even better. John Maffeo will step up for the final two here. He will be cutting into what is now a 14-pin deficit.
He has a decent fill and another mark. That'll force Joe to get a mark. This first ball is going to be so very important. That's pretty big.
8 plus a rocking 2-pin.
This one and a good fill will force Joe to get at least one mark. Ooh, no.
Nope.
Nope. Still has the 10th frame to work on. These are important pins. Oh, missed them both times.
8. Remember now, though, the lead is just 6. So anything more than 6 in this box, or I should say anything
more than 16.
Right, 16 will force Joe to mark.
That's that 10 pin to go. Not going to.
Well, he's got wood everywhere. He's got wood covering each of the 2 pins, or it was.
Oh, watch out. He's got another piece coming across.
This may be better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right with a V, both pieces of wood should carry both. Looks pretty good.
Yes. That's a big spare in the 10th.
You got to be thinking at least 6. 6 will at least force Joe to get a mark to win the match. 2 10s would tie. Oh boy, it's only 5. So Joe, I don't think needs a mark.
128 for a 370 for Maffeo and Wellspring. That means Ashline and Downey will need a 116 to win it. So 18 pins will do it for Joe Ashline. Needs 18 pins to win. Bounced that one down there, but got enough of the pocket.
With the wood in there, if he catches the pit of the 3-pin, he's got a chance of making the spare.
Nope.
He hurt him. We missed that one. This is an important pin right here. I'll tell you.
It's a 9.
Both John and Joe are not too real comfortable these last 2 boxes up there.
So it comes down to the final box, and it's very simple. 8 to tie, 9 to win for Joe Ashline and Carol Downey. 8 to tie, 9 to win. For the second week in a row, we've seen a team put on a great charge at the end. Young and Baldinelli did it last week. They came up just a little bit short. There's 7. Now, Joe's not going to have any wood helping him here, but he's only concerned with the 2 pins on the right. And there it is. That's the win right there. Wasn't concerned about making the shot, just making the 9, and there is the 10. And what a terrific match. Ashline and Downey, a 372. Maffeo and Wellspring, 370. It goes down to the final box again here on Stars and Strikes. Ashline and Downey advance to the championship match next week. We'll be back to talk with them and check in on our bonus ball contest in a minute. All right, welcome back here on Stars and Strikes. The semifinals in the books, and on the way up here to accept third prize checks are Toni Wellspring and John Maffeo. That was a terrific match coming down the stretch. Really the second week in a row that we've had a team put a lot of marks together at the end. You had Bruce and Toni Marie do it to you last week. This time you were trying to come from behind just a little bit short.
Yeah, we certainly were. Just a little bit. We tried hard, and they just came up a little bit better than we did.
Terrific match, though. Again, a lot of great shot making by both teams. Really, everybody seemed to bowl pretty well today.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was just trying to bury that last ball to force Joe to mark, but I choked on it a little bit.
Well, we appreciate both of you being here. It was a lot of fun watching you bowl, and congratulations. We hope to see you both again real soon.
Yes.
All right. Thanks very much, Toni. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. And now we are going to... Who's going to bowl the bonus ball? Carol will do the bonus ball. Carol Downey for $120 in the bonus ball contest. Not to mention some brand new bowling balls as well, if we get a match. Carol lets it fly, and we have a 6, and unfortunately not a match for Marion Rahame, I believe is the pronunciation. Marion Rahame from Gardner, Mass. And hello to all of our faithful viewers in central Massachusetts. Marion's guess was a 7, so not a match. That means we'll be going up to $130 for championship week. And these two folks will be here. Actually, all 5 of these folks will be here, I think. Joe Ashline and Carol Downey. Congratulations, Joe. Why don't you slide in here so we can get everybody on. This is a terrific finish. Obviously, you knew what you had to do at the end, but you made it interesting going to the 10th box.
Well, you go in there not needing a mark. It's like you're trying not to lose. And, geez, I was almost hoping John threw a 9 on that last mark, so I have to throw a mark. But, yeah, sometimes you're just playing safe. That's kind of tough.
Well, it was a terrific match, and it seemed like you both complement each other pretty well, each able to come up with critical marks at big points during the match.
Yeah, we did quite well. John and Toni are great bowlers. Yeah. They had a great team.
All right, well, we've got a pretty terrific team coming in to face you next week, Chris Sargent and Janet Park. Now, for those who don't know, this is Joe's youngest, or only daughter, I should say, Amanda, last daughter, yeah, and Derek and Cody down here. Now, what I want to know is, thanks to all of your appearances here on Stars and Strikes, you and the kids have had more TV airtime than the Cleavers, but you know we have never seen Robin. Are you going to bring Robin up sometime?
Robin figures if she spends the check, you know, the money, then that's her part of the, of the deal. So
okay, well that's a pretty good deal.
It's already spent. So
we'll see you guys next week. Congratulations. All right, the championship match will be coming up next week, and here's how it looks. We'll have our top 2 seeded teams for the championship next week. It'll be Joe Ashline and Carol Downey trying to make it 2 in a row, and they will face Chris Sargent, who just recently made his first appearance with us, and he'll be partnered with Janet Park, a veteran who's been here and everywhere many times.
That's right. It seems like the higher seed team is the one that comes out on top, so now we got the 1 and 2 teams left, and who knows? Great matchup.
I'm looking forward to championship week next weekend. Hope you are, too. Don't forget, Saturday at noon on Stars and Strikes doubles over at the Londonderry Bowling Center. Back here next Sunday at noon for mixed doubles here on Stars and Strikes. Until then, have a good week, everybody. For Dan Murphy and the whole crew, I'm Doug Brown. We'll see you next weekend.